Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
This replication part is something we'll be discussing today. Because replication is also an important topic. One thing to remember is that the replication part is supported only for VMware. It is not supported for Hyper-V or any other virtualized software, only supported for VMware. What exactly the replication does is, this is your production environment, correct? You have 4 VMs. It will try to create exact 4 VMs on a production side or on a DRAS side. And we will see it technically how it happens. With this, you may not be able to understand. But just for information, this is my VM backup server. This is my repository. This repository, I have the data. This is my source ESX host. This will replicate all of my VMs to here, exact copy. For VMs, it will create exact copies. It is not backing up any data. It is not storing the information in VBIC or WEB or WIP. What it is doing is it is creating exact same copies of the virtual machine. What backup does? When you perform a backup, what exactly it is doing? It is storing the data in this format. That's the only difference between the backup and replication. Also, this replication, is it happening on certain intervals or this replication, it happens as per the schedule. Whatever schedule you perform. For example, you create a backup job. In the backup job, you have the restored points. Then you create a replication. It will try to replicate the latest recovery points. Whatever latest recovery point it has, it will create virtual machines with the latest. Let's say if your production VM goes down, it will power on from the latest VM. When to use replication? Why to use replication? Replication is used for only critical service. Only critical. And the RTO if a customer is for the RTO of hours. When I say hours, it can be 1 hour, 2 hours, 3, 4 hours, 6 hours, 24 hours. Then we can create replication for those critical machines. If customer says that I'm sorry, the RPO recovery point objective. If customer says the RPO should be in seconds or in minutes, then we have something called as CDP, which is called as continuous data protection. That's a different concept. We'll discuss about that. But if someone asks you why to use replication, then you can answer that It is used for critical virtual machines and the hour. If the customer is for the RPO of 2 hours, 4 hours, then we can use the replication task. You can decide when to use replication and when to use continuous data protection, which is CDP. We'll discuss about that. Now this is my Veeam backup server. I would create a replication task first. How do we create a replication? Here at the home page, I have this replication job VMware vSphere. I'm creating replication job on next. It is asking me to add to replicate. Click on that and I will select from maybe production. I'll select from production. Let's say this is I will select which one. I'll select this one which is down or the one which is up. I'll select this one. Number 1. I believe you are not using this. You are using Wing Harita. I will select this. I'll click on add and I will click on next. The size is 180 GB next. Now it is asking me, where exactly do you want to store this virtual machine? Obviously, I have to select a different host, which is my our site. I will select the RL602. Click on. And it is asking for the data store. Let me see if ES602. When it says data store, I'm a bit confused about that. Good point. Data store is nothing, but it's a VMware term. Data store is a repository in VMware. In Veeam we call repository and in vWare we call data store. Is it clear or? Basically where it stores in the F9. Basically where it stores the virtual machines. That should be within the host, isn't it? Some folder C or D drive in the EST host. Correct. ESC host will not have C drive, D drive like that. I'll show you that you have a better understanding how much storage I have. Maybe external storage. This is the storage part. You see, I created these many data stores. These are connected to that box. These are connected to my ESA host, the physical host. Inside it is, these are some of them are SSDs, some of them are non-SSDs. This one is a 2 TB hard disk. Western. It is physically connected to the machine in the data center. Exactly physically connected to the ESA host. This is a Toshiba disk. It's a TB. Others are 2 TB. It's something like this. There's no C drive, D drive concept in. When I create a virtual machine like this, create VM next test Windows next. Now, here it is asking me, where exactly do you want to store the virtual machine? I have all these options. It depends upon my requirements. I will choose this 8012 TB disk because this has a lot of free space. I'll click on next, like this. It stores information here. It will ask me how many C drive, D drive you want to create and or you can do it. Got it now. If we go back to the VM server, here it's showing me which data store I want to select. First, let me log into E602 and check. Even on E602, I have the shared data stores created. Sorry, this is X01. This is. On this, I don't have any data stores. I have to create one. Here it is showing me 500 GB. I'll give as. That means it is already attached to that. It is already attached. Then why is this is it not showing up there? I thought it is attached, but see, once you attach it, you have to manually create data stores. It is created 500 B. Let me go back to my Veeam server. I'll click on Cancel EX02, choose DR EX02. And data store. I wasn't able to. Maybe it is not taking. Let's do one thing. We'll click on I have the same problem. Then I chose the same server. That's not. But next at E11. Production. It picked up now. You see. Data store. The 500 GB. Correct. Because before that it wasn't. It wasn't showing up. I have the same problem. That's fine, that's fine. It was not. VM folder. It is asking where exactly VM folder. VM, we can just ignore this. You want, you can select a different folder, but we will leave it. Main thing we need to know here, the destination, the DR side, and then we set the square to replicate. When we replicate that, replicate the VM. It's same name but in different locations. And nothing is name or anything has been changed or anything. No, it will not be the same name, but it will give a different name. We will check on that. When we create it, you will see it. That is the reason it is important to see what is happening in the background. Only then we'll get a clarity. Let's do that. I'll click on Next. Repository for replica metadata I'm selecting. I will choose this replica metadata. You see a replica name. It is asking, how do you want to give the name of the replicated VM? Put a replicate at the end, you can give any name. Just to identify it quickly, Veeam will give it as underscore replica and it is asking how many these 2 points do you want to keep. I will keep 7. We'll understand what happens there. I'll click on Next. It is asking source proxy. I will select automatic target proxy, automatic best for local. Yes, I will select direct next. I will leave this. I will not check it next. I run this job automatically. Next run the job when I click on finish. Replication. You see it is running starting. I will go to my destination ESX2 and I will see if any VMs are getting created there. Makes sense. These are the things I need to. I probably can access to all these, isn't it? These to test it, check it. the CCSF host will have access. I'll give you access. I'll let you know with which ESX source you can play around. Hello you. You said we are not creating replication for every VM, is only for the critical systems. Or every VMs need a replication, or only critical data. It's up to you. See, now you have to select which VMs you want to do the replication. You see it created. Replica at the end. Let's see. I will log into this server and replication job is still running. 0% completed. Oh my god, VMS is 1.6 TB. It will fail because the host has only 500 GB, but I think it will only replicate 180 GB. I'm thinking, let's see. Size. Maybe I chose the wrong VM. In the meantime, let's pick up another VM. For each VM query, we have to create separate replication jobs and take pages to create them. No, we cannot. We can select multiple VMs here. From here. I need to check how that looks like. What I would do, maybe I'll select physical hyphen. This is 01. And select this. Can you? At the moment you select only one VM, isn't it? You want me to select multiple? Yes, please. Production yes is on NTC02. In this replication job, these are the sizes. 200. I think I'll remove this. Hyperpapa VH1 tiny. Fair enough. Post or cluster, I will select. This time, I will select a machine which has lot of space. I will select this one. It's in a production, but on a different host. Set 2. That is fine. This is a replica, and that is fine. Next. Finish. When we run this job, all these machines get replicated to that, and every machine has a replicate at the end. These are the way, because if I want to, for example, DC is down on one side. If I have to replicate, just go to this job, and if you can bring it on, or you can replicate from here to there. Let's say, for example, I'm performing replication jobs and it is creating a copy of it here. Let's say if my production VM goes down, what option do I have? You can directly log into vCenter, and from vWare you have an option to migrate the VM to the production host. You can do it from there. But what I want to find out is, after it creates the replica, VM the copy, I want to go and check the host name and IP address of it. Is it creating the same, or is it powering on the VM? What exactly it is doing? I want to find out. I will shut down this production VM and I will see what happens here. Let's check. Replication job 1, it is running. Probably I will just stop it because the session it is quite big. Replica files for this job may be left in the inconsistent state. One or more instances will have incomplete, unusable restore point. Stop the job anywhere. Process 2 GB. Let's process n. I will just stop it. Replication job 2, let's see. This is my production where I am creating the copies. For, I don't see anything got created here. Underscore replica. I will click on refresh. Nothing yet. That has to complete, isn't it? No, it doesn't have to complete. Once it starts processing, it will create it. Resource not ready backup. Resource not ready, you see. It says not ready because the proxy server was busy with the other task. You getting my point? No, it will not. I think there was only one proxy assigned for this. That is the reason. One proxy for those three, isn't it? Correct. One proxy for one replication job. I think it should create it by now. Let's see. This is 0 to underscore replicate created. Let me ask you one thing. When we, for example, we have sites in the prime, we have sites like primary and secondary. And majority of the case, we build primary servers and we have the secondary servers in the secondary site. That's exactly the same like this one, isn't it? I don't know why do we have to do that. Because VMware itself we can do primary and secondary. For example, these are one. And we have, that's not an example. You're completely. See if you're already doing, if you're already maintaining two sites, two copies of your server. Majority of the servers. Even VMware has this native feature of replication. They will migrate to, they will maintain two copies of the servers. One in the primary, second on the secondary. Just in case, if everything goes down the primary server, then you will have all the data. But in case, if you're not maintaining anything, then Veeam is giving you an option to maintain everything from the Veeam backup server itself. But still it goes to the primary server. It goes to the vCenter, isn't it? The storage is in the, it goes to the vCenter. Yes. It goes to the vCenter and it only maintains 7 copies, 7 snapshots. After that, it will delete. But if you talk about the vCenter, one vCenter, what it does is most. I think they replicate the complete site. They don't replicate only the critical ones, but they replicate the complete site. Just in case, if the primary site goes down, they will still have access to the secondary site. That is common. Most of the people do. But here what we are doing, we are not only replicating the entire site, we are just replicating critical machines. And we are not powering on those VMs, we are shutting it down just in case. If the primary machine goes down, we will bring it on. The concept is the same. The only difference is here, We are maintaining less retention only for 7 days. There, it will be continuous. They will be doing it continuously, the replication task. In case of a disaster, we can either use a replica, the one created from Veeam, or the other one. It is slowly doing it. It is only 2%. I will admit it. I will admit it, it does. It depends upon your network, it depends upon the storage, but usually replication task would be slow. It has to read everything. Because it would be some data would be dedupe. It has to be undedupe, uncompressed. But this doesn't do any compression or anything, isn't it? Just copy that. We will see no encryption, nothing like in Veeam backup. Creating Veeam snapshot. That is why it is passed, isn't it? That is why it is passed to recovery and restore. If you read the event, it says creating Veeam snapshot processing, creating helper snapshot using target, using hard disk 90 GB. It is creating snapshots there. After the backup, it will definitely delete the snapshot. This is Veeam replica working snapshots. You will only understand after the replication process completes and how it is. What exactly is happening in the background? We have to shut down the DCR1 VMM and we have to check the behavior here if it is. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.